When I started this channel, I promised that I would share my experience throughout this whole way. Not only just tips and tricks, hacks, whatever you want to call them, but dealing with photography. And being a full-time photographer, it's something. It has its ups and downs. You're everything in your business, especially when you're starting out and you're on your own. You are the photographer, you're the editor, you're the HR, client acquisitions. If anything goes wrong or a client is upset, you deal with that. And it all started with the use of a camera. That first click, enjoyment of it, and then the next step was lights. And if you were anything like me, you probably first got your lights, a flash, an on-camera flash. Then you move that flash on top of the camera to a light stand. Now you're purchasing light stands, light modifiers, larger flash or strobes, whatever you want to call it, constant lighting, and multiple batteries, SD cards. And if you were smart, you found some type of second body, meaning another camera in case your primary camera goes down. Well, it's all fun and games until you step out and you have to put yourself out, because you were probably an introvert, and now you have to figure out, okay, how do I obtain clients? Okay, now not only how do I obtain clients, how do I obtain the clients that will actually pay to cover my time, experience, equipment, liabilities and whatnot. Not only to get the client, you also come to the place where you figure out, hey, I don't just need clients, I need repeatable clients. And again, all of this comes as a learning experience. So if you have not gotten that far yet, keep moving forward. This isn't to discourage you. This is really more so to just give you a heads up on some of the things that you'll be looking towards to do. So if you can jump ahead and say, hey, I have a client that's that's repeating, that's using me for multiple projects, more so than just the one-off. And again, there's nothing wrong with the one-off, because the one-offs here and there can help you make ends meet. But also with all of those other things, you also have to have, even if you don't, well, let me back up. If you don't have a studio, you need to figure out where you're going to shoot. And sometimes you have to take a ride around town, go on social media forums of other photographers, or when you see a picture, especially if that picture has a tag in your local area, you may want to make a mental note, or better yet, write it down somewhere on a notebook or something, that hey, Railroad Park is a good place to take pictures, or the Boutwell, or not Boutwell, but the Botanical Garden, or whatever the case may be. And some of these places you see, you may feel like are overused, or it may not fit what your client wants. So you may have to rent a studio. You may have to, find a hotel with a grand lobby that you can utilize. And then on that top, are you going to ask for permission, or are you going to ask, for forgiveness? Now, if you have a paying client, I would recommend that you ask for permission, because you don't want them to, get dressed, go to the hotel or the venue, and you get kicked out because now there's a different person than who you asked if you can take pictures there. Quick interruption. If you're liking this video so far, how about liking and subscribing to help me grow this channel? I appreciate it. Now back to this video, okay? Let's go. So right now you're riding along with me as I go speak with a client. This is a repeat client, to make sure we're on the same page of the projects that we're doing. I think he has an idea of the next project he want to do for his company. He has a men's clothing store. It's a really nice clothing store. So I do, some of his social media, which will include video and photography. But in the midst of that, I still have to keep my eye out for my next client, as well as looking out for other places to shoot. What I want you to get from this video is to continue to drive after your dreams, okay? Whatever your goal is. Now, you know more about what I've been going through than some of my family members, and that's okay. Everybody have their own challenges, their own dreams. Their dreams or goals may be different sizes than the next person. That's okay. Sometimes you have to keep the stuff to yourself. I've been a little more transparent about some background situations in this video than I have to, in previous videos, or to even, family members. But from me to you, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Now, you may have to curve or, alter what you're doing, but as far as photography, videography, your goal, make an effort to do something every day to get at least 1% better. You're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna have, like I said, you're gonna have some losses. You're gonna have some people that's gonna be happy with you. You're gonna have some people that's not happy with you. If you look at some of the comments, I've gotten some sideways comments, and it's okay. But again, you gotta keep going, okay? Anyway, pick your camera up, be creative. You got this. God bless.